It was a shock, believe you me. When I went into the office after the first night of interviewing, no one would expect that Kamala Harris would have leapfrogged over Donald Trump into the lead. We had seen her move in the September poll from where we were measuring Joe Biden as the nominee back in June. And this is really just a continuation of that. She now leads by 3 points, I think.
What's driving this strength for Vice President Harris?
It's a continuation of what we saw in September, which is the difference between June and September were more people, dramatically more people, saying that they were likely to vote. That measurement would be, I'm going to definitely vote. If you just say probably, we don't count that. And that increase accounted for Kamala Harris's bump. So less than 1% of people went for Donald Trump when 13% went for Kamala Harris. And that was the difference between June. It was an 18-point gap in June, a 4-point gap in September. That continues with our October poll. In that, the demographics more likely than average to say they will definitely vote or that they've already voted are strong Harris demographics. It's women, it's college educated, it's younger people, it's older people as well. The incidence of voting, if you're age 64 and over, is like 94%. That's a really big number, and she does very well with older Iowans. In fact, she wins by 20 points with Iowa women, and just 14 go for Trump. The margin is 14 for Trump.
If you're joining
One thing to be crystal clear about the importance of older people is older women. Her ratio of win in women age 65 and over is 2-to-1.
Interesting.
That's a huge part of her success.
Ann Selzer, I want to go on. I mean, I get Des Moines and all that, and Ames. Okay, fine. Chickasaw County. I'm 2 counties in from the Minnesota border. It shows all of the political turmoil that Bob Woodward's written about for pushing 50 years here, Barack Obama, and then a huge swing to Trump. What did you learn in your polling about the Chickasaw counties of Iowa?
Well, the Chickasaw counties in northwest Iowa, that's Trump territory. It's just that the margins aren't quite as big. I don't have data down to the county level. I wish somebody would pay me enough money that I could do that. But we can look at congressional districts, and this is really fascinating. The first congressional district, which is now southeast Iowa, so it includes Davenport and counties south of that. It also includes Johnson County, which is the University of Iowa. And Marionette Miller Meeks is the incumbent. All of our congressional representatives are Republican. She won narrowly, like by 6 or 8 votes the last time. She's being challenged by a University of Iowa professor. And the talk about abortion has been the critical element of this campaign. The Democrat is leading the incumbent Republican by 20 percentage points. Wow. So Iowa has a 6-week ban on abortion that went into effect this summer. And I think that that's responsible for the big gender gap with women. And I think that's also why Democrats may be doing better this time.
And just from a historical perspective, how representative is Iowa for the overall United States here as you think about your polls and the work you see?
Well, if you're asking me to extrapolate, if it's happening in Iowa, is it happening in Wisconsin, which is people make the assumption that we're very similar. I have made the argument that they're not that similar. Iowa has had a very strong Republican Party that recruited good candidates, got good candidates elected, such that there is only one Democrat elected at the statewide level. And all of our Washington delegation is Republican. Both houses in the state house are Republican, and not by small margins. That's not the same way in Wisconsin. Right. It's a little more mixed there. So I think what Iowa, if it is representative, it is that there is more going on under the surface in terms of the abortion issue, in terms of perhaps Trump fatigue, that is turning this state that no one expected would shift blue into a state that might.